I picked up these adorable little teacups at Christmas Tree Shop for $2.99. They're a little smaller than an average teacup. And they came wrapped in this cute little bow, and I'm going to keep all the bows for each of the cups. I do have a total of 4. 2 of them had prints on them, and 2 of them were just off-white. And I'm going to be using E6000 today. You can pick this up at Dollar General or at most hardware stores. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the saucer, and I'm going to glue the teacup on an angle. I did use a little E6000 and then just a little bit of hot glue just for that immediate adhesion. And then I just use a piece of tape to hold it in place overnight. And I did this with all 4 teacups. Once dry, I removed all the tape. And I found this large wreath. You can get these at Hobby Lobby. Mine's really big. And these are 3-inch discs. It's an actual glue, circular glue disc, pre-glued, that is meant to hang plates on the wall or whatnot. So I got size 3-inch. They did have other sizes. And you want to mist it with water. Rub your finger around the backside and put it aside for about 3 minutes, and we're activating the glue. And I had 4 of these. I did pick these up at Hobby Lobby. And once the 3 minutes went by, I stuck this to the back of each saucer, and you allow these to sit overnight. While that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and make myself a nice bow. So I'm taking 3, I want to say these are 2 or 3-inch ribbons. I picked 3 that, kind of were nice together. And you want to start by leaving maybe about a 5-inch tail for the tail on your bow. And then you want to take these, I want to say they're about 4 to 5-inch loops. And you're pulling them up and flattening them one to another. And you're holding the bottom almost like a bouquet. Now, however big your loops are, the bigger the bow, if you kind of want to put it that way. Then I'm going to take my bouquet, the handle of it, and I'm going to wrap it with some wire. I'm going to make sure this is really nice and tight, and I'm going to make sure that I have a really good strong hold to this ribbon, so I don't have to worry about it undoing on me. And I like to leave the other end of my ribbon all still on their rolls. This way I can make sure I don't cut it too short, the rest of the tails. Now, most of my ribbon, I think all but one, had the wired edge. And you're going to start pulling them apart, and you kind of want to, each fold, you kind of want to change the way you pull it apart so it kind of looks varied. And this just creates a really beautiful full bow. And I love the fact that each piece of ribbon is different and they complement each other very well, and it just makes it very interesting. I try to pick really soft vintage colors. As I feel like my wreath is going to have that that vintage look to it, almost Victorian, very feminine. So you're going to take that stem, since this is a boxwood wreath and it's just nice and full, and that stem is going to sink right into that greenery. That's kind of why you really want to use these type of bows when you have a nice full wreath. So I cut my tail, and then I just trimmed all my edges with my pinking shears. Guys, at this point you can make any angle cuts you want. The the straight cut with the pinking shears. This gives it a nice edge. So now I'm going to take a second wire around that little bouquet handle, I'm going to call it. I don't know how else to explain it. And this is going to have two long strands hanging, and that's what I'm going to use to tie the bow to my wreath. And again, I'm going to stick that little bouquet handle right inside this full boxwood wreath, and then I'm just going to tie my wire all the way around and tie it nice and tight. I really, really hope I'm making sense, and I'm trying to be as helpful as I can. I'm trying to choose my words. Now this is a good time that you can fluff up your ribbon and just make sure it's sitting the way you'd like. So now my glued on hangers are now nice and secure. Everything's dry, and we're ready to attach our teacups to this beautiful wreath. And I went back to the ribbon that came with the teacups, and I did a double tie through that little hoop that's on the back of the saucer. And then I'm going to just tie this really nice and tight. And I'm just going to tie a bow. I don't care if you see the ribbon because it's quite pretty. It's kind of like a little really soft yellow tone to it. And if you see them, fine. If you don't, it's not that big of a deal. It just kind of blends in nicely. And now that I know that it's attached well, I'm just going to take some hot glue and I'm going to put enough so that the bottom of my saucer stays in place and doesn't move around. I found these flowers at Walmart. Walmart has a great selection of floral, dried floral, artificial flowers. And I'm just clipping them, and I'm putting some hot glue on the stem and just sticking them in just underneath my bow. I did 2 on each side and then 1 in the center just underneath the bow. And again, I'm just putting a little hot glue on the stem and sticking it in, and it's gluing nicely in there. And then just the 1 underneath. And there you go. Now you have this beautiful teacup wreath. It's interesting. It's a nice focal point. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. For other tutorials, go check us out on YouTube. You can now watch all our videos at chalkitupfancy.com. For any paint products, tissue paper transfers, or mesh stencils, chalkitupfancy.com. Thank you so much and have a great day.